Okay, so hello, welcome, good afternoon, and we're going to have a look at another spreadsheet here. Okay, so it's to do with payments and things like that. So we've got quite a lot of information to look at. So first of all, let's just go and do our tidying up. But I'm just going to make that column a bit wider anyway. We'll just, again, remember, in between, space everything out. There we go, good. Okay, and we're going to put some more information in a minute. Okay, so use the sort function. Okay, let me just take that instruction out there because we don't need that one. But use the sort function to ensure pay grades detail alphabetically expanding to all columns. Okay, so we're going to look reading ahead a bit. We're going to need to put some money in about pay grades. Okay, what their hourly pay is. I'll just notice that we just need to space those columns out as well. So it gets a bit tricky going D, D, okay, D, D, E, and finding out what we've got to do. So what we'll do is we'll do a sort on this. So if I highlight the column, or highlight the information like so, I'll go to sort, and I go sort A to Z, okay? Now, it's come up with expand the selection. So what do I do? I click on sort, and it alters everything. We have everything in alphabetical order. If I did not do that, okay, let me actually take this all the way back. Right, if I did not do that, and I just did continue current selection, it only changes that column, and that's not gonna, so that's gonna skew our data. So sort A to Z, expand selection, done. So what we now have is a little bit easier to actually do. So pay grade A is a manager. We can just put them in. Let's see if it lets us just do that. Yes, we can do a drag and drop. That's good. Okay, that column's still not quite right. There we go. So pay grade B. And you can see how suddenly this has sped everything up. Okay. Yeah, and it's going to put the lines in because we're just doing a straight copy and paste across. So don't worry about that. That's fine. Okay. There we go. And then we've got sales assistant, which comes down to there. And finally, junior sales assistant, thus. So we're just going to drag that in. So there we go. Okay. So actually, whilst we're here, we might as well just tidy everything up. Okay. So let's put our boxes around everything. Let's put some bold in to highlight everything. Sometimes you find that you're at a certain stage, you might as well just jump ahead and do a couple of things and it's all done. But again, make sure you're ticking off what you are doing so you don't sort of go astray, okay? And you don't lose where you are. And again, as we're also in the admin phase here, why don't we actually just put in our footer, which has disappeared conveniently on this particular page. Let's go back and do it again. Insert header, footer, footer. Okay, I will come back to that one a little bit later on. I'll worry about that. Let me get all of my spreadsheet done first. Okay, so this can happen in the paper itself. So there goes roll. Just move on for the moment and let it actually be. Okay, so weekly pay. So what we need to do is, okay, so I've got a little hint here. Here's the equation we're going to use, or the formula. So we're going to do equals and sum. And essentially all this is actually timesing and multiplying. So, okay, didn't want to do that today. Yep, because I forgot to do the brackets. Okay, easily done. So that happens to you in a test. Just backtrack, what have you missed out? So I've got to time the weekly hours by the hourly pay. And I close my brackets, and then it's all in there. Okay. So, oh great, here we go. I can do a drag and drop, but I can actually now do a drag and drop to every single one of those. Okay. Because it's going to copy and paste the formula down. So that's brilliant. Okay, so now let's look at here. Let's look at the total weekly pay for all of these particular pay grades. So that's going to be sum, all of pay grade A. Okay, and what did I forget to do there? I forgot to put the brackets in again. So there we go. Corrected that. Go in. So I've got the amount for pay grade A equals sum. Okay. Now, yeah, you could probably use a sort of filter feature here, but this, for what we're going to do, is nice and straightforward. So we could just do it like this. Okay, I then go equals sum. I look at pay grade C. I'll come down to pay grade C. Stupendous. Done. Pay grade D equals sum. I'll bracket that in there. Equals sum. So where have we gone? There we go. Pay grade C. That's what pay grade D I'm down to. Sorry. Bring that into there like so. And then finally equals sum. Pay grade E like so. Here we go. So we've got all that part done. So in fact, we've actually just realised I've just slightly, for each pay grade, that's what we've done. So we've done that. There's our sample formula. And then let me just put our sample formula in here. Okay. So we've got that carried over as well. Okay, so you can see that what I've done there. So we now need to calculate, and I just need to calculate my spelling to make sure that's correct. Average weekly pay rate, maximum pay rate, and minimum pay rate. Okay, so how are we going to do that? Okay, so let's do average pay rate. So to do that, I will go to equals average, highlight all of the weekly pay, and again, something's gone wrong. I've not put my brackets in. Okay, so rectify that. There we go. Do that. Cover that down. We now have our average weekly pay rate, and I just need to make sure that I spell average right as well. Okay, something you might not come across. Okay, is maximum pay rate, and we will do minimum pay rate. Okay, so sometimes you're asked to find out the maximum something and the minimum something in a spreadsheet. So the way I do that for max first, and I'm going to do all the lines in a minute, equals max, and I highlight everything. And what it does is it locks onto the maximum value. And again, for some reason, I'm not doing very well here this afternoon. I keep forgetting to put my brackets in. Okay, so now something's happened up here, which isn't good. So let's just change that back. In fact, we know that's a pay rate for 997. Okay, so let me actually just let's just remove that formula. Okay, and this can happen to you in the test. Just take a step back, look what you've done, and then you can move on. You can just take action from that. So there we go. So let's try again. So I've got equals, I've got max, I need to do my brackets. Also probably the fact the batteries in my keyboard probably getting a bit low as well, so it's not always recognising everything straight away. There we go. So it's now recognised the maximum pay rate. I now need to do the same for the minimum pay rate. So min, brackets, highlight all the information I want, and there we have minimum pay rates. So what I just want to quickly do now is let's get these cells merged together, okay, so then I can put my lines around them. So we just do merge cells. There we go, and that's not quite correct, so let's just correct that. Merge cells. Again, you see I'm making some mistakes. I'm going through this talking to you, but I'm just slowly going back and then correcting them. So take note of how I've corrected those errors as I've gone through, okay? Because we can all do it, we'll make mistakes as we go through. Okay, so I've got that detail in there. So we now need to provide a chart showing totally weekly pay by pay grade. Okay, there's the information I want. Insert, recommended graphs, charts, here we go. So we've got, way we can do it, we can actually do bar chart, or we can actually do pie chart on this occasion. Let's do a pie chart, okay? And I'm just going to correct that by pay grade, okay? So there we have that part there. Okay, so let's go back. Actually, we've just noticed that the graph has actually put itself, or charts put itself over the figures there, so let's do that then, correct that. Okay, now let's go back and see if we can get this footer in. Header, footer. There we go. It's now letting me put it in. Okay, so sometimes it's just worse, something goes wrong like that. Don't panic, take a step back. We'll come back to it later. Okay, so we've got that done. I can scroll back up. I can go to my view feature. I can go to normal. And there we go. We've got it all done and sorted. So there's another example of a spreadsheet for you, using slightly different ways of doing things. Okay, thank you very much for your attention.